afternoon, everyone, and welcome to another tutorial by Professor Farmtown. Today we're going to be talking about trains. This will be the first in a series of tutorials on the trains. This first one will be on the basics of understanding how they work, how to buy them, and what they're good for. So why am I standing in front of a semi-truck? Well, we all know how semi-trucks work now. You open it up. It shows you the ingredients that it delivers. You order them. You check to see what's in transit. In so much time, those products can then be put in your storage to be used in facilities. The trains are basically the same thing, only a more decorative way to do it, I guess. And how you do that is you go to the store to buy a train. You click on store. Go down here to the tab that says trains, click that, and it will bring you to where the trains are. I have mine set level required. It's easier to find things. The first 5 items you see here are the train locomotives. There's 5 different ones. The first one here is your standard, and where it says visit all markets in 7 days, that's how long it takes the train to fill up the cars. And this one costs 100,000 coins. And it's the only one that costs coins. Everything else for the train, for products, costs farm cash. Now each one of these other locomotives take different amounts of times to get to fill up. One is from 3 days all the way up to 7 days for the standard. Those are your locomotives. Now, over here, you'll see on the left all these train cars that cost coins. These are purely decorative. On the right are the ones that say long. The ones that say long have a question mark on them or cost farm cash are the ones that carry goods. Now what goods do they carry? Just click on the question mark, it'll open up a window and it'll show the icons for the products that it delivers. Don't know what they are or how much they will deliver? Hover your cursor over the product and it will tell you. In this case, it's 3,600 plastic granules, and that's how much you'll get in the time that whatever locomotive you have working takes to get there. There are 12 different boxcars, tankers, and hoppers, and each one carries different sets of goods. It's up to you which ones you want, and I'm not going to tell you except for one that I think is a complete waste, and that's my own opinion, of course, and that's the cattle car. Because when you buy a cattle car, all it delivers to your farm is animals. Now these are the gift animals that you can get products from. Eggs or hair or milk or fur, feathers, whatever it happens to be. These are the ones you get from your gifts or from the free gift sites that there are out there. Why do I say they're a waste? Because why spend real money on something that you can get for free from the gifts? And also, once you have as many animals as you want, it'll still keep sending you animals every week that you dispatch your train. And they all go in your storage, and then they just sit there until you decide it's time to sell them. So it's basically a waste of money as far as I'm concerned. The caboose and passenger locomotives and wagons and so forth, those are purely decorations. You don't need a caboose to run your train. However, you can mix the decorative cars with the ones that carry goods on the same train, and they'll still work. Now, where do you find your tracks to put them on? Those will be under your paths and grounds. So if you go under paths and grounds, just scroll down, or you can use the search function up here. But just look for, there's 2 kinds. There's the asphalt, and I must have passed them up here. Oh, they're there. You have your asphalt train track, and you have your gravel train track, the regular ones. And then the regular ones have more, with the gravel, have more switches and crosses and intersections and things like that you can use. So that's where you find your train tracks, and they're coins and not that much of them. Now if you go, I think it's under, I'm going to say it's under other, but when you're setting up your train tracks, let me see real quick here. Yeah, you have all these different railroad type deals, decorations to go with it, all your signage and everything else like that. That is underneath other. And that's how you design your trains. Now, what do you do with them? Well, here I have all 5 locomotives on my farm here, set up to show you, from 3 days for the turbo, 4 days for the ultimate, 5 days for the supreme, 6 days for the enhanced, and 7 days for the standard locomotive to deliver your products. I only have 4 train cars, the long train cars. These are the 4 that I chose to have. The long tank car, the long one-door box car, the long lumber car, and the long sliding door car. These are the ones I chose to have. Now, how do you connect your train to your locomotive so that you can dispatch it? You notice when you click over it, it highlights the cars. Well, just use your little green man or your green hand, whichever one you have. Click on it and move it. Move the box car to right behind the locomotive. Now you notice when I hover over the locomotive, they both highlight. That's to show you that it's connected properly. If you just highlight over the car, it won't do it. It's just when you hover over the locomotive, it'll show you which cars are connected to you. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and connect the other 3 cars, and all you do is line them up behind it. And then just to double check, you hover over the locomotive. Oops, I have too much space between these 2 cars here. See how they didn't highlight? So now I'll go ahead and move that closer. And click or hover over the locomotive again, and they all highlighted. So they are all able to be dispatched now. How do you dispatch your train? Just click on the locomotive, show train details, and then it'll show you which cars you have connected to that locomotive. The ones that are not dimmed out are the ones that are connected. I don't have the other ones, so they're not going to be showing. And then all you do is you click on Dispatch Train. That train is now dispatched. That's how many coins and how much fuel it cost me to dispatch that train. Now, that's when I'm on the Freight Car tab. If you go to Train Status tab after you're dispatched, it'll show you which cars are dispatched and how many days until it's done. In this case, they're 3 days because I use that turbo locomotive for this. And it'll give you a percentage of how much farther they got to go, and it'll count down how far. If you notice up here on the left, there's a button that says Boost Train. What that's for is you click on that, and it'll allow you to make your train go faster. How? Your neighbors have to help. So I go to Farmtown players in the search box, and all my neighbors and friends will come up here. And I'll just click on the ones, or randomly click on them, how many I want to go to. But how many should you do? Well, that's the key here. Because you've gone to your gift box and you've seen help boost my train, and you click on it and nothing happens. It says it's already been accelerated. Each neighbor that helps you accelerates the train by 2 hours. And it could only be accelerated up to 1 day. So that would be 2 times 12 would give you 24 hours. So your best bet, don't send out to everyone. Send out to 12, maybe 15 of them at a time. In this case, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 18. So I'll cut a couple off the bottom here. That's 16, that's 15. Okay, I'm going to send to these 15 people. Now, I just sent them a request to help boost my train. That will show up in their gift, or under their request up here. You click on that. They'll click on that, I should say. and it'll open up your gifts and everything else that people have sent you. And you notice this is how it comes up here. It wants to help accelerate the train. So you click on yes or accept, and it says I've just earned 2,809 extra products. It can vary a lot, from a couple hundred to thousands. It all depends on how many cars that person has on their train. In my case, I only have 4, so when people help me, they only get maybe 600, 700 products. But it's all about just helping your neighbor out. So you just click on accept it. And then here I earn some more. Now, there are no other ones on here to show you a late one. But if you click on one that says it's already been accelerated, don't worry about it. Don't get mad about it. It just means that either 12 people before you have already accepted it, or it's just been too long on your wall. So that's how the boost works. Now, by me clicking on her, she has 2 locomotives. She has 2 trains going, each one with a different locomotive. But once 12 people have clicked on that, instead of taking 7 days for this one to get there, it'll only take 6 days. And that's how the boosts work. So then you go back. Now, a couple things you need to know about your train is once you dispatch it, you cannot move it. You cannot add to it. You cannot take cars away from it. The game won't let you do it because they're all connected now. So if I was to, where's my train? There it is. See, so if I was to go over here and try to move it, you notice it says I can't, the move option is no longer there. The green hand I'm using here, it won't even do anything because the train has been dispatched. Another thing you might want to know is if you go under your tools here, there's an option that says transparent dispatch train. If that's clicked, once your train's dispatched, this is what it looks like. Most people don't use that option because it doesn't really look very attractive on your farm. So if you see this, your farm looking like this, and you want it to be full, just come over here and unclick the transparent dispatch train, and you'll be able to see it as normal. And that's the basics of working your train. Look for my next tutorial, which will be showing you some tricks on how to use multiple locomotives on the same train. It's a glitch in the system, so you don't have to rebuy cars, but by connecting all your locomotives to the same train, you can have 5 trains running at the same time with only having to buy one of the cars. So, happy farming, everyone, and see you next time.